While the cost to send a letter was 3 cents in 1944, it was a tool that allowed people to connect with one another over long distances. Willamette grew up in Kansas but later moving to Springfield, Ohio, with her family, where she married Burton J. Smith. Willamette had a strong interest in journalism and printing at a young age. Burton was in active duty in the Air Forces as of January 1942, having a great success in the service, such as conducting flight schools, while later moving up to second lieutenant. I believe one of the most significant events was the D-Day invasion that took place on June 6, 1944. This was intended to be an all-out victory on the beaches of Normandy. Fighting against Nazi Germany, the United States sent a massive number of ground troops, reaching 160,000, along with a fleet of 5,000 ships and 13,000 support aircrafts. Although the death toll was very high for the Allied troops, this was the beginning to end the war. Willamette has a strong liking for wildlife and especially for birds. She uses several rhetorical tools throughout this letter, such as the use of pathos. Pathos expresses emotion and passion for either people, places, or things. I believe Willamette achieved her overall purpose in this letter. She wanted to share her knowledge and express her feelings about the birds. With just over 100 words, she was able to masterfully convince the recipient of the letter how she feels. Even though she was heavily distracted in her breakfast alcove, she concisely expressed her thoughts as described in the first sentence of the letter. While Willamette's husband was an active duty pilot, she spent most of her time participating in the British Amateur Press Association, resulting in editing roughly 13,000 entries. Sadly, Burton was killed in the line of duty on September 1st, 1944, although it did not take her long to move on to Martin Kiefer in less than a year. They shared similar interests and eventually being both involved in a fatal car accident in 1989.